Hello, and welcome to another day of walking with Jesus as we continue to walk through the Gospel of Luke by Jesus' side, allowing him to lead us, guide us, and be our teacher, our rabbi. Follow him even as the disciples followed him. We are now in Luke chapter 18, and the next 2 days we'll be talking about prayer. But not only will we be talking about prayer, we'll be talking a little bit about the justice of God and how God acts righteously and justly for all people, for both saints and sinners, that God is active and he's at work and he answers prayer and he's involved in the process of the praying even. So I don't know about you, but I know for me, prayer sometimes um, feels like an effort and futility. And, that's, you might find that odd coming from a pastor, but it seems so often as though we pray and, God knows what we need. God knows our heart. God knows the circumstances better than we do. He's inviting us into a conversation with him. And he wants us to be involved in that conversation with him. But sometimes it seems like, Lord, just do what is best. You know what's best. I don't. And so prayer is one of those things that I know beyond all doubt that it's super important and that God gave it to us as a gift and we must exercise it and never give up. And on the other hand, I'm like, does it do anything? And I know it does. But here's a couple of parables from Jesus that he's going to tell us in Luke 18. And they both have to do with prayer, but they also both have to do with God's righteousness or God's justice. So let's look at 18, beginning at verse 1 and going through verse 8. That'll be today's. And he told them a parable to the effect that they ought always to pray and not lose heart. He said, in a certain city there was a judge who neither feared God nor respected man. And there was a widow in that city who kept coming to him and saying, give me justice against my adversary. For a while he refused. But afterward he said to himself, though I neither fear God nor respect man, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will give her justice so that she will not beat me down by her continual coming. And the Lord said, hear what the unrighteous judge says. And will not God give justice to his elect who cry to him day and night? Will he delay long over them? I tell you, he will give justice to them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? Okay, there's a lot going on in this passage, and it may take 2 days to unpack it. But first of all, we have to start all the way back up at 18:1. And he told them a parable to the effect that they ought always to pray and not lose heart. So Luke is telling us what he wants us to get out of this parable. He is giving us a direction, and that is that we ought always to pray and not give up praying. Have you ever gotten tired of praying for something? Have you ever felt as though God didn't hear your prayers? Have you ever felt as though you were calling out and the prayers were just hitting the ceiling and bouncing back? Have you ever decided, I'm not going to do this anymore? Luke would say to us when we feel that way, keep praying. Keep seeking God. Keep turning your heart towards God. Don't give up and don't lose heart. Make sure you keep praying. Keep in communication with God. And that's really what prayer is. Prayer is communication with God. It is having our face turned toward him in conversation. It is us both speaking to him and hearing from him. And Luke is here letting us know that Jesus wants us to continue faithfully in prayer and not give up. Stay in communication with God. The worst thing that you could ever do is to give up on God, because God is faithful and he's just. So I think I'm going to stop there. There's a lot more in this passage, but I think that's enough for today, because I think it's really important for us to just soak in that message. Keep your face turned toward God. Soak in his presence. Make sure you continue to voice your prayers to him. Do not weary, do not faint, do not quit, do not give up. Keep praying. God is faithful and he hears, and he will respond in a way that is beneficial to you and will bring glory to him. So that'll be enough for today, and we'll come back to this passage again tomorrow. In the meantime, God bless you as you walk with Jesus today.